What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Jesus Coin today. We've got a little bit going on, but not too much. Today it says it's down 9% on the Poloniex chart. It's at 7099. But if we look at the CoinGecko price, it's actually at 7083. This is a little bit below where we were on my last video that I posted. We were at like 7089. I did say I was going to buy after my last video, and I never actually did. I didn't end up buying. I sent the money over to Coinbase wallet so that I could convert it into Jesus coins, and by the time that it got there, Jesus coin had already gone up, right, in classic fashion. It was up at like, instead of being at 8.9, it was all the way up at like 9.9, and I'm like, I'm not going to buy here. Just in case it pulls back, which it did. It's good to be patient. It's good not to FOMO. And the amount of money that I'm putting in there, it's a little bit more than I was intending to do, but with that, I'm going to put in like probably a third or maybe half of it in right now, and then in anticipation of Bitcoin and the rest of the markets potentially having a drop over the next week. Maybe it's already started today. Over the next week, though, I'm going to have the other half sitting out on the side waiting to see how Jesus Coin interacts. And I don't necessarily expect Jesus Coin to shit if okay, I don't know what just happened there. Have I been hacked? Okay, there we go. I don't expect Jesus Coin to take a drop just because Bitcoin takes a drop, right? Here we can look and see Bitcoin was going up and up and up. Jesus Coin didn't go up, right? It did go up afterwards, and I think it was robbed of its true potential of this breakout. But what we're really doing right now is we're holding a previous area of resistance as support. We had a nice reaction off of that, guys. Like, I don't really expect us to go below this line. But if we do, that's why I'm keeping the other half of my money out of it right now, just in case we go back around this line or below it. I want to see how we interact with this drop. The last time Bitcoin had a kind of significant drop like this, Jesus Coin didn't really get affected by it. It was moving sideways. Yes, it went down lower inevitably, but by the time it really started to move down, Bitcoin had already kind of like leveled off, right? And it proceeded to get lower levels of prices as Bitcoin was going up. So it kind of does its own thing. To a certain degree, it definitely does things in comparison or compatibility, I don't know, in symmetry with Bitcoin. But, here, Jesus Coin had its all-time high. It topped off on a closing basis here when Bitcoin was at a low. Like, they're definitely doing different things. I wonder, actually, let's throw the correlation coefficient on there and do BTC USD, Coinbase, apply. Oh, I need to delete this. That's why. Come on now. All right, let's see. Not correlated. I mean, like they're more correlated than uncorrelated, but they're not like super correlated, are they? And we're definitely at a time where it seems like we could pull back to this area of neutrality. If Bitcoin were to drop and Jesus Coin were to just kind of move sideways, this could make this go down. If you treated this like a chart in itself, we're at an area of resistance. We might revert back to the mean, to the norm, go a little bit lower, which would mean that whatever Bitcoin does, Jesus Coin might do the opposite, or it might just not do it to the full effect of what Bitcoin does. And all that to say, guys, is that I do think Bitcoin's going to drop. I'll show you the chart right now, actually, BTC USD. I need to throw that RSI back on there now, going back and forth on the indicators. Relative Strength Index, let's see here. Adjust this to the 1 or the 10, right? And then I don't want the MA, man. I really don't. Can I take it off? I don't know. Anyways, if you look at it here, I know it's a little bit of a different format than I normally have it, but you've got a high here, lower high, rejecting the overbought zone. Bearish divergence. You had this kind of fake move up. It was a fake out. In classic formation, we've seen this before where Bitcoin will close. It'll have a daily high closing above this, and then the down move starts. I'll take you back all the way to right here. Right back in July, where everybody was like, oh, it's breaking above 31K, here it goes. And I was like, I literally said, I remember word for word, I said, something's fishy about this. We had a higher daily close, and then that was the beginning of this downturn that took us all the way back down to about 25K. So I think we're seeing similar circumstances now for Bitcoin. I don't think that we're going to go dramatically lower. I do think we're going to have some kind of a dump, but this isn't a Bitcoin talk. This is a Jesus Coin talk. I just wanted to give some reference as to why I think that Jesus Coin could drop, because Bitcoin and I think the rest of crypto is going to drop relatively soon. I think we're seeing the beginnings of that now. But it also might not shit the bed as hard, or it might not even be affected by it because it kind of does its own thing. So again, looking at Jesus Coin for what it is on this chart here, from this closing period, Again, using the closing periods, not the wicks, because Poloniex is a low volume exchange. The books are thinner, so it's easier to exceed or not hit those areas of significance. I think using closing periods is a lot more beneficial in circumstances like this. But you can see here, resistance broke above it. We're finding support now. I think, you know, the actual price right here is at 8.3, right? It's all the way, it's like down right here, something like that right there, where this wick is kind of. I think this is as good of a time as any between here and this low down here. But again, I'm putting half of what I want to buy in Jesus Coin in now. I'm going to do it right after this video is over, assuming that the price doesn't just skyrocket before then. And then I'll leave the other half to just kind of see what happens over the next week. I'm probably going to be patient. I don't care what the price does. Jesus Coin can go up, it can go down. I'm probably going to wait until we're at least halfway done with next week to see how this reacts, you know, and what we can kind of gather from there. So this is kind of a more personal video. I feel like I've been talking about more what I want to do with Jesus Coin, but it's reflective of what I'm expecting for it to. I do expect Jesus Coin to go perhaps down a little bit more, right? If I was thinking it was going to go up all the way, I mean, I still wouldn't put 100% in, but I'd probably put a little bit more than half in. And I would have, I guess you can't really set buy orders on Coinbase Wallet, can you? But that's okay. That's okay. Anyways, guys, I don't know if I have anything else I want to say. That might be it for now. I'm going to buy in here. I think this is a good place to DCA, but again, it can drop more. I don't expect that we're going to see prices too much lower than this, if at all lower than this. And I very much am starting to doubt that we will see prices even below this. So if it goes lower, just a better opportunity to buy. And, you know, if it does shit the bed, all in all, if we look at this on the weekly, it is just a higher low. You know, I wouldn't recommend putting anything that you're not comfortable with losing. You don't need a lot of money to make a lot of money with this thing, man. $200 could genuinely turn into $20,000. So why risk anything that could upset your end of the year shenanigans that you got going on, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or Ramadan or I don't know. I don't know all the. I'm born in America, man. I don't really know too many other holidays besides Christmas and Hanukkah. But you get what I'm saying. We have these end of the year holidays. 'Tis the season for sharing and caring and buying presents for people. Don't ruin that by putting all your money into this thing whenever it really could, it very realistically could go all the way back down here and still have a very healthy correction. That's just a healthy, I mean, if we look at this, right, from bottom here to top, your 382 would take you all the way down here. Your 618, the golden ratio, this zone down here would be down here. If you put in any money now, assuming that we're at the 83, kind of right at this red line here, you know, that could be as much as a 70% drop. So don't put any money in that matters that you might need in the next like couple months or so. I do think it'll recover if it were to go down that low, but at the moment, I genuinely am not even expecting that we'd go there. Technically, you know, looking at this for what it is, technically we are actually at like the 236 holding it as support, so that's kind of nice to see. But again, anticipations for the drop, the November drop for most crypto to happen relatively soon. I'm not going full blast into this thing. And you know, before I just keep repeating myself, I think that's it. That's all I got for you guys. So if you liked the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I appreciate you all very much. Take care. Have a good day. Bye bye.